if you're going to do the engine mounts like I'm doing now, whether it's just one side or the other, you need to support the engine. You do this by putting a jack underneath. I'm using my trolley jack here. Put a piece of wood on. I'm using a bit of Kingspan as well, just to stop it, you know, just to make it a bit softer on the bottom of the sump. You need to do this so that you support the engine. You just jack it up a bit, so you'll see it in a minute. But make sure you don't use a shit jack. One that actually, if you're going to do this job rather, if you're going to do it over a couple of days, don't use a crap jack that's gradually going to go down. Because if it goes down while you haven't got the other support on one side, you're going to put stress on the other side and you can end up damaging it. So make sure you use a good jack when you do this. You can see here, I just put this piece of wood on to spread the load across the bottom of the sump pan. And I also put a bit of Kingspan. Don't need to use the Kingspan, but I have a bit, so I'm using it. And you'll notice in a minute when I jack it up, you'll just see the bottom of the engine where the sump is. You'll just see it go up where it takes the load. There you go, a little bit. And that's good enough. Make sure you do it proper, guys. Stay safe. Don't do anything crazy under there. Always do stuff that way you're safe, yeah? Okay, while I had the manifold, changing the gasket on the manifold, I thought I'd start sorting this engine mounts out on both sides. Got air compressor, so it makes light work of taking these off. Top nut on the top and two on the bottom here, that goes across the cross member. This impact gun that I use though, it makes light work of getting these off because one of these was rusted on. The engine mount on the other side, I chose to remove the starter motor when I took that one off. Same thing, I'm not going to show you that side, just this one because this is easier. Some people take the cross member out. I chose not to do that. I just did it this way, took the two nuts off, took the 4 bolts out, holding the arm to the engine, and did it that way. But on the other side, there's the starter motor in the way for 2 of the bolts. Pain in the arse to get off if you didn't move the starter motor, which I did. I'm glad I did. But anyway, this one here, this comes off pretty simple, no issues. I thought the actual the bolts that was holding the actual arm to the engine would have been a real struggle to get them out, but that wasn't the case. Just got a socket on them, give them a bit of a tug, and all 4 of them came out. Do the top 2 and do the bottom 2. Very simple to do. Not going to show you how to take nuts out. This is just to show you how I'm doing them. I've edited this so you don't have to watch all this nonsense. It comes off dead easy. Just inspecting this arm. You don't want any cracks in it or any damage. If so, you want to change it. It's all fine, there's no issues with this. You just got to split this up now, take it apart, get it in the vise. I've edited all this, so you'll see it jump in a second. It's not going to show you that undoing it proper. There you go, straight to the end. I got these new mounts from Autodoc. Seem to be okay, but remains to be seen whether the quality is any good, and after a while they turn into shit. But you know, you've got to try these things. We'll see how it goes. Easy enough to change, it's no big issue. If they're crap, I'll change them and go and get the original ones, but I thought I'd give them a try. These have been on years, these are knackered. You can see it's all, the rubber's starting to come away now. Yeah, I'm glad I've changed them. Needed doing. Like for like, these, no issues, perfect fit. I bought quite a lot of parts off Autodoc in the last year. I've had no issues with any of them apart from an exhaust that I got. One of the pipes was utter shit, the welding on it was crap. But other than that, everything I bought has been first class, no issues with any of it. Like I said, I'll put the link to these from Autodoc when I post it on Facebook or on the video. Clean the bracket up now. Get all the crap off, why would you not? Give it a coat of paint. Some new aluminium paint all over it. Just happened to have a tin in the shed. A few bits in it. It was nearly empty, but I got away with it. You see that where it's raised at the back there, you can see the shape. And you'll see the same with the rubber mount. It's got a lip at the back. So we'll put them together, the metal and the rubber to go together. So they fit in, you can see. This has like a little square peg on the back of the top of the cap with a bolt. It has to locate into that groove. You can't press it with your hands, you've got to put it in a vise. As you compress it, it drops down. And you just make sure it lines up and give it a tap and it'll fall in. Lift it in, make sure you put it the right way around with the nut facing the engine. That's the way it came off, so just put it back like for like. Now I could have lifted this arm in dead easy here, but I've got the camera and I'm really struggling to sort of like stretch up and do it. So I'll go around the top here and you'll just see how it makes it awkward for me, but it's worth it. The camera's good. I get good videos with it, so I made the effort, but this was a pain in the arse. I couldn't see what I was doing. If anybody who does anything like this from that engine bay, Jesus, there's no room up there to move at all. You've got your head under the footwell. I took the passenger seat out. The driver's seat's still in there. There's no room to move. Remember to put the heat shield back on. I'll tighten that up in a bit. I'm not going to show you how to tighten the four nuts up. I'll just show you one putting one in, then the other one, and it's the same on the bottoms. Make sure you tighten them all up. And remember to torque them as well. You know, everything to do with this job, this engine mount, top, 2 bottom bolts, and of these 4, make sure you torque them all up, okay? Get the settings out your manual. But this video and all the other ones that I do, these are just to show you. Some of these jobs, they're not hard. I mean, you know, put the heat sink on. Anybody could do this. You know, you don't have to take this in the garage. You jack it up. Make sure it's safe. Always make sure it's safe. And do these jobs. You can do these at home. They're not difficult. Anybody can do them. I tighten this up now. Later on I'll come round and I'll just torque everything up again. But basically that's it. Nothing to it. There's the Autodoc engine mounts that I bought, just to show you which ones they are. You can see the serial number and that there. But if you want to buy the original ones, you go and do that. I want to try these out first. There's the serial numbers for the arms. The aluminium ones that go from the mounts to the engine. And there's a reminder, very important you spread the load when you're jacking the sump up, guys. Make sure you do that. Be safe, okay?